hello and welcome to Sable. I don't really know much about this game. I just happened to see it and was like, oh, the graphics look cool. So I wanted, that's literally it. I didn't see that Raw Fury was in the credits though, and I do like Raw Fury stuff, so. Okay, well, that's not what I was expecting. Quest started the ceremony. Okay, but yeah, these visuals I thought were really cool looking, so I wanted to check it out. Jumping. Climbing. Okay, I can climb literally any wall then? Or... Oh yeah! Crouching. But yeah, look at this. This looks cool. How do I go back down without exploding my ankles? Not like that. I'm fine though, apparently. Oh, do I have to go out that way? Okay. I figured the fall damage would be bad for me, but alright. That's not too far. That definitely is. We're gonna go this way. What am I seeing there? Oh, there's sprint. That's nice. Oh, it's a plant. Okay. Ibex camp. I can feel Jadi smiling behind her mask, just as I know she can feel the teeth-bearing little grimace behind mine. I'm nervous, and she's softly, sweetly amused. In her eyes, I probably have very little to worry about. You know you have nothing to worry about, don't you, Sable? I'm not worried. I tell her I'm not worried at all, and that's possibly the least convincing I've ever been. You can say that, my love. But I know how you are. You're going to be nervous until you've started, and then you'll act like you've been doing it your whole life. Remember the first time you rode a bike? You wouldn't even let me put you on the seat. You were so afraid. Your hands were like little claws gripping onto me. I feel the memory in my fingers. But then I promised you it was going to be alright. I told you how much I had loved riding my bike as a young woman, and how wonderful the wind felt through fabric. Suddenly there you were. You sat down, you leaned forward, and put those little grasping claws on the handles, and you were off. And I remember thinking, just watching you tear over the sand, look at her, she can do whatever she wants. Jody reaches out and places a hand on the edge of my mask. And you can, Sable. I take a breath. I don't know where to start. Jody's story warms me, but I feel too overwhelmed to let it settle. I tell her with a sigh that I don't know where to begin. She chuckles. Well, I can help with that. You'll need to talk to Halal and Driss. Driss should already have made the arrangements for your bike, and Halal will share something, well, let's say as useful as it is fun, I think I might suspect what Jody's saying, but I stay quiet. After that, I suppose we'll see you off. What if I choose the wrong path? I asked Jody what will become of me if I choose the wrong path. There are no wrong paths, Sable. Or right ones. I'll be glad if you choose to stay with the Bexy, but truth be told, I'll be glad no matter what, so long as you're happy. Whatever you decide, you do so with my blessing, so don't try using me as an excuse to come home early, eh? She knows me. Now go speak with Halal. I'll be there to see you off. And speak to Driss as well. I've told him to arrange your bike with Cizo, but you know how he is. I have something to give you, a compass to help you on your journey. It's the same one I used on my gliding, an artifact, you might say. I take the device in my palm. It fits naturally there, perfectly weighted and crafted. Each component slides together with incredible, satisfying precision. Thank you. Okay. Let's do this. As she looks out across the landscape, Zeki's shoulders sag a little. I wonder what she's thinking about. What are you looking at? Zeki's voice is weakly incredulous. I don't know how she's done it. That's Ilaria over there. Oh. I follow her gaze to a little speck in the distance, which I now understand is her daughter, Ilaria. Do you want me to get her back? Zeki shakes her head. No, she's fine, and I'll get her. I'm just... She shrugs. Parenting. I suppose I'll know more about that when I'm older. Oh, a post box. Hello, Sable. Unread messages 0. Have a good day. So yeah, this is like a futuristic. Yeah, I think you're the main quest I need to do. Let's go talk to Driz down here. Alright, so we can handle some decent height falls. So that's good to know. Though I've told myself not to be too eager, it's all I can do not to race up to Driss. Driss is the camp manager. He's been difficult to get a hold of lately, but now I strongly suspect that he's been working on my bike in secret. Perhaps it's extra beautiful or has some custom feature. What will its name be, I wonder? How fast will it go? Will my legs feel sore or will I get used to it? Driss turns with a bit of a start. Sable! Hello. I was told you have something special for me. I tell Driss that I was told he had something for me. Something special? I nod very meaningfully, but he doesn't seem to get the hint. I make a leading gesture, slowly, trying to be perfectly cool and confidential. But I can't do it. I'm too keen, and the words spill out. I asked Driss if he might, sort of, possibly, maybe have a bike for me. Your bike! He yells it like it's an idea he just had. Your bike! Yes, of course, right. Yes, your bike. That I prepared for you, because today is your... gliding, yes. Driss nods along with me. Yes, of course, right, yes. Yes, I do have that. My blood runs cold. Has he forgotten? By which I mean I arranged it for you in a, well, it's sort of a tutorial for you. Did you forget? I'm telling you, I didn't forget. I just made different arrangements. You see, Sable, before one can own their own bike, they must prove that they can ride a bike by taking a test ride on a different bike. I think about it and find I've never heard of that part of the gliding, but Driss does seem earnest. Sort of. So instead of worrying about your bike, I'd like you to try this bike as a test. Driss gestures to the sand cutter at his side. It's quite old and a little shabby. I test her if I've ever seen one. Sure, I'll give it a go. Really? I mean, yes. Good. Be gentle, though. This sand cutter's older than Jotty. You treat her with respect. Now, ride the bike through the ring and back. And here's some advice for you, my young glider. Don't fall off. Don't lose your bike. When you're not riding it, your hover bike will appear as a blue icon on your compass. Alright, so what I'm understanding is we're going on a gliding, which seems to be a coming-of-age thing. So I guess we're supposed to, like, go out and explore and find our place in the world. Oof. I return to Driss, who somehow manages to seem caught off guard despite knowing I was coming. Sable! Congratulations! How was your first pre-glide ride? Any strange rattles, unexplained hissing, small fires? I mean, it was kind of rattly. What do you mean fires? Surely you'd notice if you were on fire, even a little bit. Was that a possibility? Well, obviously it didn't happen, so I think we're fine. Everything sounds normal. Well, the sand cutter must like you then. It's usually a little more temperamental with new riders, but you're not even a little bit on fire. Have you already been by hello? Am I not getting a bike? Well, you're getting the use of the sand cutter. That's something, eh? You can borrow it to run your little errands. My little errands? And Halal's got something to show you too. Help you out with more of that, mobility you're after. With my confidence in this exercise only lightly tarnished, I thank Driss very much for his help and his bike, and I depart for Halal. Okay. People's... and goat things. I can't pet you! Umar is a man of few words, and he's nothing if not consistent. Oh, I guess he's just not going to talk to us. What do I need this for? I mean, it's neat that I can pick it up, but why? Okay. Oh, there's a ladder down this side. Okay. What? Alright. As I approach Halal, they give an enthusiastic wave. I've always appreciated Halal's verve and vigor, and on a day like this, I'm ready to match it, with a touch of nerves for balance. Sable, take this. Halal hands me a small, round stone. As it nestles into my palm, I feel a warmth not borrowed from Halal's hands, but emanating from within. I run my thumb over it and find it softly electric, like static on cloth. What is this? I try to sound less confused than I am, but ask Halal what this is. Oh, Sable, you can't leave without it. What I've just given you is a gliding stone. What do you feel? I tell Halal that I feel... electricity? Then you're doing it right. What you feel in that stone is openness. Look at the stone. It seems quite closed. Gliding stones are vessel for the perpetual. They suck up its power like little sponges and hold it there for you to channel. Right now it's empty, or dormant, and waiting for you to fill it up. Ask how I can do this. Take it to the temple ruins at the edge of the canyon. You'll be able to activate it there. Halal claps their hands twice and bobs a little. I appreciate their good mood at a time like this. Come back to me once that's done. I want to hear all about it. Okay, I guess we're going down and borrowing his bike again. Okay, is there... oh, I can, like... I was going to check and see if there was fall damage at all, but I grabbed onto the cliff edge. It's not fast, but I guess we're gonna take this. It's just a smidge clunky. I'm guessing that's it. Hey, jumping doesn't seem to take stamina, so that helps a bit. Is this future punk Mothman? Oh! Well then. Activate the gliding stone at the altar. The stone thrums like the beat of a heart as I approach the altar. Exhilarated? I'm ready for Rohana to know me. I am ready to know myself. I feel her curiosity in this sacred place. I know I am in her sight. Ancient sci-fi tech's always a cool combo. Okay. Does slowly go down. Oh, it does take stamina. Okay, that makes me think that there is fall damage then, since I have a way to counteract it. How am I supposed to get back up there, though? I was losing too much height to do that. Okay, it does come back down. Okay. Okay, and I do just straight up grab onto the wall. Okay, I can work with this. Okay. It's an interesting mechanic. Okay, it looks like it actually doesn't run out. I'm guessing I take damage after I start flailing in the air, so that's the indicator I'm too high. Whoa. Oh, rock. I was too busy looking at that archway. Here. You can have your bike back. Now return to Halal. It's clear they know what I've just experienced. They're excited on my behalf in a way that makes me miss them before I've even left. Isn't it incredible? How does it feel? Safe, like a warm hug. I tell Halal that I feel almost embraced by the Perpetual, warm and safe in my own little bubble. They swoon. Oh, that's such a nice way of describing it. Halal's mood doesn't darken, but the sigh they let out holds a bit of sorrow. You're very lucky, you know. I miss it so much, that feeling, just floating on the breeze. But I suppose it's best that it fades with age, Or else I might never have come back from my gliding. I'd just be out there heaving myself into chasms. I'll heave myself into chasms for you. I tell Halal I'll throw myself into 1,000 chasms on their behalf, and they giggle. That's what I like to hear. I know people manage to keep it up, but I don't know that I've got the time to practice as much as they do. It takes a really serious focus. Halal laughs, even if there's a bit of regret in it. And I certainly haven't got that. Still, I suppose the gliding wouldn't mean much if it were all gains and no loss, I think about that, but decide that there is already too much loss on my mind to consider it much further. I am saying goodbye to my clan, my family, my home, my childhood. To lose the Perpetual is a sacrifice for another time. You're going to love it out there, Sable, even when you don't. My advice? Try to have fun. There's a lot to be said about ritual and independence and all of that out there, but the world's an easier place if you put joy first. I thank Halal for their advice and for their help, and tell them I'll miss them. It'll be over before you know it. A warning and a reassurance, all in one. I say goodbye to Halal. Before I go, Halal gestures toward the tower. It seems Sizzo wishes to see me before I leave the clan. Okay, and we have day-night cycle because it's turning night. Sizzo is an outclanner to the Abexi, but I've known her for nearly as long as I can recall, and think of her more as a kind of distant relation than any sort of outsider. Machinists, I'm told, are given their posts, and by their training and their code, must go to where they are needed. But Sizzo has been among us so long that it's easy to forget it's an assignment first and foremost. As far as any of us are concerned, she is one of us. I think there is a perception among the other clans the Abexi are quite insular, or that our designation of Abexi versus outclanners suggests some nervous othering of those who are unlike us. But in practice, such things are more the result of our nomadic nature. We seek to know who will travel with us and who we must leave behind, but all are welcome to join. And I'm always pleased that Sizzo did. Sable, how do you do, clan child? I can only think of one thing. Excited for my bike! Sizzo has a throaty quality to her voice, and it rumbles through her mask when she laughs. She's quite a serious person most days, and I am always torn between pride and alarm when I manage to make her chuckle. Yes, Jotty told me how excited you were. Sizzo sniffs. She also told me Driss would be coming along to get your bike together, but I think he may have... I knew it. What? I hadn't meant to say that out loud, so I tell her I was just clearing my throat. I don't begrudge Driss his forgetfulness. Were I tasked with so many odds and ends, I might be just as scattered. And besides, this will be good for you. I want you to scavenge the hover bike parts yourself. I'm gonna make my own hover bike? I asked Sizzo if I'm expected to make my own hover bike. No, you are not going to make your hover bike. You are going to build your own hover bike. What's the difference? To make suggests you are creating something, but your bike already exists. They simply haven't taken form yet. Here, take this. Sizzo hands me something. This is a navigator. You can use it to mark waypoints on your compass. It should be useful in finding the old parts. I asked Sizzo where I might start looking. Our bikes are reborn in the ruined ships, and fragments spread apart. A good start would be the ship down there near the camp. You'll find another up on that great rock near the other side of the canyon, and another behind the old dam on the hill. Use your navigator to mark that down if you need. You'll need to gather a control panel, a power supply, and a calibrator. Do most gliders make their own bikes? I asked Sizzo if most gliders really make their own bikes. Only the lucky ones. I tell Sizzo I'll see her soon and head off in search of the components. Together we will create something new out of the old. Oh, that's cool. Wasn't really expecting it to work like that, but... over there somewhere. Okay. Well, since we've got some height, let's go talk to these. I approached the cartographer. Ah, greetings, child. I saw you looking longingly at my great balloon. Quite a piece of work, isn't she? She really is. I nod enthusiastically. It really is an impressive vessel. However nervous I get imagining being up there all alone. I wonder if anyone's ever fallen off of one. I'm sure some people probably have. That's not to ask right now. Well, good to meet you, and... Oh, I should introduce myself. I'm Jordan. I tell him I'm Sable. Suppose if you've come all this way to see me, it's probably a map you're after. Eh, Sable? I would love a map. I tell the cartographer I'd love a map. Of course you would. That'll be 50 cuts. To my ears, it's a fair price for a map, but too expensive for a pre-gliding glider with empty pockets. I tell Jordan I'll be back. I'll need to ask Jotty for some money. Farewell, child. The balloon was more fun than the person in it. Okay. I tell Jotty that the cartographer wants 50 cuts for a map of the Eber. I try to hedge the way I speak about this, as I'm not entirely sure whether that's too much, not enough, or precisely its value. She tells me not to worry. Here's some money to get you going on your journey. Use it mostly wisely, and then a little unwisely when the mood strikes. It's good to know the value of money, but you never want to be ruled by it. I thank Jadia fusely and head out on my way. Okay. Alright. We'll have to head back up that ways anyways, so... What is that? It's a glowy fly worm. I'm gonna assume that's some kind of collectible. Why did I slide down? Is that our better point to climb up? Chum egg? Offered up by chums when planting themselves into the ground. Perfectly smooth and hard as a rock. These eggs seem to float with how light they are. There must be a good place to deliver these. Okay. I'm gonna assume that's like the version of collectibles we getting. I'm taking your bike again. Still better than walking. I think it's pretty much the same speed as sprinting, but my sprint runs out, so... Huh. There's nothing of use to be found on the ship, but I notice a blinking light flashing on the dashboard of the cockpit. Push it. A voice crackles from the machinery in front of me. It sounds like a recording. It's barely audible. Stop messing about with you buttons, you absolute idiot. Sorry, Ramen. Concentrate. I don't think I have to remind you how much work it was to get this far. We're almost there. Alright, let's see if what that old machinist told us holds up. If not, there'll be hell to pay. I hear the sound of mechanical adjustments being made. 3 clicks. Buttons being pressed, perhaps? Okay, when I push this orange thing, pull that lever. Hard. Yes, Ramen. The sound of a click and a loud grunt before a snapping sound. Oh, on Rohana's mask. Not that hard. You've torn it out. Suddenly, the speakers are filled with static and a low rumble that gradually increases in pitch. And then the sounds of someone cheering. It worked! We're flying! More cheering. Is that the sound of someone dancing? Okay, let's focus. This thing is moving fast. We need to slow it down a bit. How do we do that, Ramen? Let me check the machinist's notes. A long pause. The rumbling static sound that started playing when the ship took off is still increasing in pitch. Ramen? That lever, Telma, the one you just ripped out. We're going too fast. We're going to crash. We need to try to... The recording cuts off there. Whoops. Okay, so there's nothing for us to gather here, looks like. Or is there? Are you looking for a calibrator? I'm immediately on guard. Saima has always been a mischief maker and taken tremendous pleasure in tormenting me. In theory, I am older, more experienced, and should be more than able to withstand it. In practice. You won't find it here. I've hidden it. You'll never find it. Never, never. She never fails to get to me. May I please have it? I decide to be gentle, and I ask her, may I please have it? May I please have it? She mimics me terribly, all high and screechy. Despite my best efforts, I seethe. Oh, well, too bad. Maybe you'll find it on your own, but I don't think so. Saima laughs off my irritation, but I'm going to give her the satisfaction. I cross my arms and try to effect a change. I'll give you the calibrator. I put out my hand, proud of myself for standing tall before Saima. If you give me some beetles. That's a fair trade, isn't it? Something you want for something I want. I try to decide if it's more mature to push her over and steal the calibrator, or to acquiesce. But then I simply stifle a sigh and shake her little hand. Perhaps some of the adults in the camp know where I can find some. Woo! I guess there's not really a way to climb up from over here. Okay. Jeez! Hey, look, stairs! Okay. We're actually at time, so I'm going to stop it here. We're a little bit over, but thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Moff out.